welcome. Welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled The Halacha That Could and Should Change Your Life. We all know the theme, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Tshuva, Tefillah, Tzedakah, B'virnas V'ar Gezerah. Tefillah is a major part of the year, Tshuva, the whole year. We daven 3 times a day. It's our life, major part of our lives, Tefillah. And there's one part of Tefillah that if we don't get right, not clear what we've done. So it's Kedai, Tshuva, and all year long to really focus on this point. The halacha is when one says Shemona Esrei, daven Shemona Esrei, the Lechatchila should have kavanah for every word, every bracha Shemona Esrei, all 19 brachot. That's of course ideal. All of tefillah, everything we should say to Hashem, we should be thinking about what we mean. But let's be realistic; it's not always so possible. So let's at least get the basics. And what's the basics? The first bracha. Person must have kavanah for that first bracha. Nothing deep, no deep. Arizel, kavanos, olamos. Simple pshat. Hashem, you are the source of all blessings. Baruch atah Hashem. You relate to us and our fathers. Okay, I'm never saying no. Pshat, simple meaning. And this has nothing to do with whether mitzvahs need kavanah or not. That means when I do a mitzvah, I should have in mind that I'm doing this l'shem shamayim because it's a mitzvah. I put it on film because it's a mitzvah. I put it on mezuzah because it's a mitzvah. And that's not. This is understanding what the words mean. But let's go through the halacha and kuf aleph. In the Shulchan Aruch, he says that you must have kavanah for that first bracha. The Shulchan Aruch says, and if you didn't have kavanah for the first bracha, go back, start again. Because you didn't fulfill your mitzvah tefillah. You have to start again. The Ramah comes and says, well, listen, you messed up the first time, you might mess up the second time. Don't go back. The Mishabur says, what are we talking about? I'm in the middle of slachlan. I just hit myself. As I hit myself, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what just happened? I hit myself. Hey, why did I hit myself? Oh, that's right, I'm in the middle of davening. I'm in the middle of davening Shemona Esrei. I forgot. It's good that I woke myself up. I hit myself. But I didn't have kavanah at all. Not from the beginning until I hit myself. What do? So Mishmur says, wait. Shulchan Aruch says I should go back to the beginning. The Ramah says, well, if I go back to the beginning, I'm probably going to mess up again. So what should I do? So Mishmur says, should I continue and say more brachos? When my whole foundation, my bracha number 1 is faulty, my foundation, my base is faulty, I'm just going to keep building on a false base? That doesn't make sense. To go back, Ramah says I shouldn't go back. What should I do? So maybe the Ramah means only when I already finish Shemona Esrei, don't go back again because whatever, I'm in a bad situation. But then he says, we're posting, let's say, just continue. He says, not so simple to continue when my base is off. I should just continue. So he leaves off with a sort of shrugging his hands, and he says in the Bir Halach and Kuf Aleph, maybe what you should do is if you're in shul and you pick up in the middle and you realize, what did I just done? I've been Shemona Esrei for the last minute or two, and I haven't thought about anything I said. So he says, wait where you are, and wait for the chazan to preach Shemona Esrei, assuming you're in a minyan, and assuming it's Shachar Mincha, where there's a repetition of the Shemona Esrei. And then the second he starts Shemona Esrei, you think and listen to every word that he says and think about the meaning of the words. And then when he catches up to where you're up to Tagibo, you're up to Malshina, wherever you're up to, his Mishabur's case is only where you're up to again of Raham. But the poskim say it really shouldn't make a difference. So you have in mind every word that he's saying, you're listening. When he catches up to you, now you heard a Shemona Esrei and you had kavanah, you could continue. Now, does anyone ever do that? Doesn't seem like his advice really made it big. The Chazon Ish says what you should do is if you're stuck, you're in the middle and you realize, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about a word I said. Chazon Ish says what I should do is I should mahaher. Think about the whole Shemona Esrei from where I started till now and make sure I have kavanah for the first bracha. That you don't find people doing that either. It's not an easy advice. Also, it's not simple advice. I should think what it means. Is Hihur Kadibah them? Is it worth anything? So according to some opinions, it is. At least you're salvaging it according to the Rambam and other opinions. Fine. But what do we see from the advice of the Bir Halacha and the advice of Chazon Ish? That you're really stuck. You're stuck. That in the middle of Shemona Esrei, you didn't have kavanah, you're in no man's land. If you continue, you're in Nebuch. If you start again, you're in Nebuch. So what do you do? They're scrounging around. So the answer is very simple. What should you do? Get it right the first time. What does it mean? I know for me, my kavanah is not great. It's not great. Unfortunately, I have to work on it. I do. Like many years of my life, I have to work on my kavanah and tefillah. But I never miss the first bracha. Why? Because I'm a tzaddik? Not at all. Because my kavanahs are great? Not at all. But because once you learn the sikh, you realize there's no way out over here. So what do? Before I say the first 3 words, I want to say, Baruch Atah Hashem, okay, Hashem, you are the source of all blessings. Then I say those 3 words. The next 3 words, you relate to us and our fathers. Now I say, okay, I'm going to say no. You relate to each of the fathers individually. Okay, I will not say a phrase of that first Baruch Shemona Esrei until I first have in my mind what it means. That first Baruch might be taking 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So the Shemona Esrei might be taking 10 seconds, which is not great, but at least, and I have to work on that for sure. And obviously I'm exaggerating by 10 seconds. My point is that first bracha is not negotiable. Not negotiable. And I will not say a phrase. Let's say there's 20 phrases in there. I won't say it until I first have in my mind, what does it mean? And then I'll say it. And it works every time. Why? Because I know that the post can go crazy if I don't have kavanah for the first bracha. They're all scrounging around what to do. He says, go back to the beginning. He says, just continue. He says, stop and think. He says, wait for the chazan. I don't want to get into that mess. Let me get it right the first time. And when I realize that there's really no way out over here, I realize that's it, there's nothing to talk about. I need to have kavanah for the first bracha. Nikuda. Period. Not negotiable. You'll say, Danny Mize, this is like intense. For 20, 30, 40, 50 years, I just run through the Shemona Esrei. Now you tell me to have a whole different kind of Shemona Esrei for the first bracha. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. And it's 100% doable. And you need to do it. And if you're davening anyway, don't want you to be Yotzei, Yachiv, Shachos, Mincha, Mariv? Doesn't that make sense? To bring your tefillah to a new level, not high spiritual level. The basic halacha first. And then Yetz Hashem, that will raise our spirituality as well. So I wish everyone had tzlacha. If there's a halacha, it means it's Torah Shamayim, it means it's doable. And if I could do it, you could do it as well. I wish everyone bracha and hatzlacha. May Hashem answer all of our tefillot.